Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to cut and sew this shirt with a collar with very easy steps. So this is a very beginner friendly tutorial. If you'd love to watch more videos from me, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you won't miss out whenever I post new sewing and pattern drafting tutorials. I post sewing and pattern drafting tutorials on this channel. So if you're new, make sure you subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. So as you can see, I have two pieces of fabric placed on top of each other. One is going to be the front and the other one is going to be the back. So the front has a 2-inch fold for the button plackets, and the front is shorter than the back. As you can see, the back piece is always longer by 3 to 4 inches. So I'll explain that in details, but for now, let's go to the top part of the fabric and make our shoulder slope. So from the top, I'm going to come down by 2 inches. Then I'm going to mark. Then from the 2 inches, I'm going to slope my shoulder and connect it diagonally up there. So the width of the fabric is supposed to be from the shoulder to the hip. The width is supposed to be, the chest circumference divided by 4 plus seam allowance and ease. Then the length of the shirt is supposed to be shoulder to hip plus hemming allowance and seam allowance. So after making my shoulder slant, as you can see, I'm just going to cut out with my pair of scissors. So like I was saying guys, the length of this fabric is from shoulder to hip because the shirt is supposed to be long. And also if you want it shorter, it can be maybe from the shoulder to wherever you want it to be, plus seam and hem allowance. Then the width of this shirt is the chest circumference divided by 4 plus ease and seam allowance. Then the next thing I'm going to do after cutting out the shoulder slope is, remember I said the front is shorter than the back. So I'm going to drop the front down. As you can see, I'm just going to drop it down. So this is the back and that is the front. I'm going to drop it down, as you can see. So this is very easy, but pay attention. Then after dropping it, I'm going to overlap. The back is going to be overlapped on top of the front. So I'm just going to get my pins. First, I'm going to pin my fabric. So if you're working with fabric that is slippery or a bit difficult to handle, make sure you pin both the front and back like I am doing. And also the front part has a 2 centimeter center front button placket stand. So make sure you leave 2 centimeters on the front side. So mine is folded inside. Then after pinning, what you're going to do next is I'm just going to overlap. But first, let's finish with our pinning. Okay, so after pinning, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to overlap the back on top of the front. As you can see, the front is shorter. So I'm just going to overlap it by 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inches. So let me just pin this side. The pin just came out. Okay, so I'm just going to align it well, and after pinning, like I said, there's a button placket stand. Then we're going to overlap it at the top. So let me just show you how to do it. Just drop it as easy as I'm doing. Overlap it by 1/2 inch or so. Then you can just press and iron, press that part to make it lie down flat. So I'm just going to get my pressing iron, or you can just pin it and press with any tool with your fingers, but the best is to use the pressing iron. So I'm just going to press So this is half an inch there. Let me just measure to make sure the overlap is just half an inch. Okay, so it's half an inch overlap. Then I'm going to press. Okay, so I've just pressed the longer part of the back towards the front side. So next we need to start drafting our shirt. So after pressing it, I'm going to get my measuring tape and mark my shoulder or my neck width measurement and my neck depth. So first I'll put my shoulder measurement, which is 8 inches. I got it by dividing the shoulder by 2 plus ease and seam allowance. So I'm going to mark it right here. So my shoulder measurement divided by 2 for this client is going to be 10 inches. The next I'm going to mark the same 10 inches. I'm going to mark it. It's going to be my chest measurement. So this is shoulder to chest measurement, which is 10 inches as well. So I'm just going to connect my shoulder to chest measurement with my chalk, as you can see. The next, I'm just going to extend it outwards. I'm going to find the midpoint of this and mark my armhole. So on my midpoint, I'm just going to get my curve ruler and shape my armhole. So if you don't have an armhole French curve or armhole ruler, you can just use your free hands. It's very easy. You can check out my other videos on how I curve my armholes. It's very easy if you're a beginner. The next, I'm going to mark my neck width measurement, which was gotten by placing the measuring tape around the neck, then divide by 6. The next, I'll mark the neck depth. So this was a neck width measurement. Now I'm marking the neck depth. Then I'm going to curve my neckline with a ruler. So the front neck depth is deeper than the back. The back is just going to be 1 inch of neck depth. The front is 4 inches or 3 inches, but the back is just 1 inch. And the armhole for the front and back are also different. The front is deeper than the back armhole. Then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out with my pair of scissors. I'm going to cut my armhole and my necklines. So guys, like I said, the width of the whole shirt is determined by the chest or the largest part of the body. If the client has a bigger stomach, your width of the shirt is going to be the measurement of the stomach divided by 4 plus ease and seam allowance. If your client's widest part is the circumference of the chest, so you get the circumference of the chest divided by 4 plus wearing ease and seam allowance. So in this case, the width of this shirt is determined by the chest circumference divided by 4 plus ease and seam allowance. That is what I use to find the width. And the length is wherever you want the shirt length to be. Ask the client how long they want their shirts to be. But usually it could be, for button shirts, just the hip measurement. I'm just going to continue cutting. So next thing I'm going to do, now that we have cut the shirt, as you can see, I'm just going to open up the button front plackets. Like I said, the front side has a 2-inch extra for the button stand placket. So what this means is that you get your chest divided by 4 plus seam and ease allowance. Then I also added a further 2 inches for the button placket. So this is the front, and I'm just going to cut open the center on the button placket. Okay, so this is the center front. Remember, the back will not be cut. Only the front is going to be cut at the center. So the back will remain intact without cutting. So I'm just going to open it up. I'm going to open up the back, and then we're going to make the shirt yoke for the back. So to make the shirt yoke for the back, you're going to measure 6 inches from the top. From the top of the shirt, go down by 6 inches or 7 inches. It all depends on your preference of how long you want your shirt yoke to be. So this is the back side. Remember, the shirt yoke is always at the back. The next, I'm going to cut out with my pair of scissors. Okay, so this is my shirt yoke and this is my back. So next I'm going to cut another piece like that, because we need 2 pieces of shirt, 2 yoke pieces. So this is one. I'm going to trace this on another fabric to make 2 yoke. So this is the fabric where I'm going to trace it out and cut out. So next I'm just going to cut out the yoke piece. I'll just remove the other piece and cut out the yoke. So this has been the cutting of the shirt. Make sure you watch my second episode that will be pinned down, and it's going to be how to cut the sleeve, how to cut the collar, and also the other one, how to sew the shirt pieces together. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you found this video useful. Bye.